All right, a pleasant good morning to you from Tony'sPicks.com, and welcome to Night Moves here for Tuesday, November the 4th. We've got you covered here for sports betting action on Tuesday here on Night Moves. We got a great night of action here, including NBA, NHL, college basketball. It's like a blank canvas, and we're all about it. Here after the opening night of college basketball season. Pretty fun night for sure, with a lot of games there yesterday and maybe some surprising results. We'll talk about some of the results here on the opening night of the college basketball season. There's a light card here, really, comparatively to Monday night's action, but we'll get into that as well. Preview a couple. We'll find a couple of games to look at anyway, and that wasn't quite like opening night. And of course, hey, there's Maction. It's the opening night of Maction technically here on Tuesday. So we'll try to pick a couple of games in Maction on Tuesday night. So thank you for joining me here on the show. We've got a great hour or so planned with you. Thank you for joining me. And let's say hello to Mr. Weskers in the chat, keeping me honest here, and we get ready to go. We'll talk a little recap here real quick for the action here on Monday night. Timmy Two Shoes as well in there. He had some picks and some winners, it looks like, on that college card here on Monday night. We had Monday Night Football. So let's get into it, recap a little bit here, the action on Monday night with the Arizona Cardinals and the Dallas Cowboys. Arizona with that win on the road. Yeah, they got it done pretty impressively there for sure. Jacoby Brissett, he was the man. I swept my props over at Tony'sPicks.com last night. We had a 3-pack of props last night, and came through pretty big time there. We had with Javonte Williams over 65 and a half yards rushing for Dallas. We had Jacoby Brissett over 248 passing yards, and Marvin Harrison over in his receiving yards as well. So swept our 3-pack there in the victory for the Cardinals last night. Really never headed. Dallas thought they had a chance there, but they refused to kick a field goal, maybe when they're supposed to kick a field goal. They went for it early on a 4th and 4 and didn't get it, and then decided at the end of the game they'd go for it again after kicking one field goal. Could have made it a 2-possession game. They could have actually had down 7 there in that last possession there, but they decided to go for it again, and they are not very good, the Dallas Cowboys. Arizona's not either. They're 3-5 though there, and Cowboys fall to 3-5-1 there last night. With the win, the Cardinals ended their 5-game losing streak, and the defense for the Cardinals, 5 sacks, 2 fumble recoveries, an interception. Brissett had 261 yards and 2 touchdowns. Dak had 250 yards, a TD and an interception. Still doesn't feel like it's all on Dak, right? He's still capable, but just so many other issues defensively, particularly for Dallas there. And reportedly, I don't know what they were talking. Dallas said, Jerry Jones says we've got a trade coming, so we'll see what it is. Reportedly, the trade deadline is today, Tuesday anyway, at I think 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 Eastern, if I'm not mistaken. And the Cowboys reportedly close to 3 different trades to upgrade their defense, says Jerry Jones. Okay, whatever. Saw the Eagles trade for Jalen Phillips there for a number 3 pick. Is how he does it again. How he does it, I don't know, but he does it again there a little bit. At least somebody's pulling the trigger on some deals there, and we'll pick up the action later this week with the NFL on Sunday. Some interesting games. All right. And let me talk a little college basketball anyway, just on the opening night of the season, if we can. There were certainly some interesting results there. Top game, though, certainly Arizona over Florida, 93-87. The Gators led midway through the first half by 12, but, oh, man, it was Pete. What a performance by this young Arizona star. 30 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. His family, a deep bloodlines of professional athletes. His brother, his father, dad was an offensive lineman in the NFL. You might remember his brother was also an offensive lineman. And man, he looks like he could play offensive line. He is a monster in there, and he was terrific. And it looks like one of the best players in the country. This freshman, doing what very few, I think it might have been the best performance by a freshman in Wildcats history, and certainly was a very notable result there for Pete and Arizona getting that win. Also saw in the second game out here in Vegas, BYU beat Villanova 71-66. BYU only had 4 turnovers the whole game. Of course, BYU's got their own freshman star, and AJ Debanta, who I believe they said I think they said he's getting $7 million this year. That's pretty good contract. Why go to pro? Why go pro when you can play at BYU and play for $7 million a year? This freshman there yesterday. Some other notes. Hawaii Pacific, a D2 team, beat Boise State. That was a shocker. Boise State loses. Also, New Orleans beat TCU. The Frogs were 21-point favorites. Auburn beat Bethune-Cookman to start the season, 95-90 only. But Reggie Theus has found another job with the Wildcats, but the Auburn Tigers won it with a freshman and 2 sophomores. Virginia Tech over Maryland Eastern Shore, 56-52. That has to be concerned. Maryland Eastern Shore led by 9 with 14.5 left. And Georgia Tech was able to come back and win by only 4 in overtime. Xavier came back to beat Marist 66-62. A little bit of a surprise there. Baylor over Texas Rio Grande Valley 96-81. How about Ohio State? They scored 118. We saw some of these blowouts, right? Of good teams against mid-majors, but they gave up 102 to IU Indianapolis. So 118-102 there. IU Indianapolis has only 24 and 101 over the last 4 years. That's the former, I think, IU PUI. But Ohio State wins it by just 16. It was Buffalo over Southern Miss, 85-79. A little bit of a comeback there because Southern Miss led 26-11 early. An overtime game, FAU over Boston College. Boston College led by 5 points. With a minute left in regulation, Florida Atlantic won in overtime, 83-78. Probably shouldn't lose to Florida Atlantic. Drake beat NIU after NIU led by 9 with 9.5 late. Drake came back to win 77-71, and a little bit of a smaller card on Tuesday. We'll preview just a couple of games there, I think, for the action on Tuesday. And NBA last night, it was some winners here on the show with DeAndre and I yesterday. I had the over here with Minnesota and Brooklyn last night. Also came through with the winner with Detroit and Memphis game to go under there. I also had Dallas and Houston game to go under. I had the Sacramento game to go over yesterday as a winner here on the show. Saw the Lakers there pound Portland. We had the over last night here on the show, but the Lakers continue to look strong with another makeshift lineup last night, and they still got it done. And DeAndre gave us that great late winner with Miami. They did it again. They won on the road. We've been talking Miami basketball here, and they were able to get that win over the Clippers, 120-119. They won it as a 7-point dog. So thank you to DeAndre. He gave us the Lakers there as well last night, and I think one more he had here. Let's see here. What was it there? Oh, Utah, easy there. DeAndre gave us Utah. They won the game outright. So hopefully he's out there watching. Let me say, here come the folks to say hello to. Thank you, Mr. Weskers, and David Safford is here, getting the group together here. Kenny Moe is here. Are the Gators going to play defense? Charles Phillip Bowen the third, hello. He's got light moves. All right, and Timmy talking about Brissett and a good performance there. And how about Bryce James? How about that dunk there the other night, says Charles. And I'm talking about that edge rusher there for Philly, getting it from Miami. Aikman was laughing there at Jerry Jones for a while. And Mr. Weskers says, I better cover Syracuse there, says Mr. Weskers in their game there on Monday night. Also, let's see who else we got. Champions League today. Ready for some soccer is Timmy. And Charles liking Liverpool there. You guys are talking a little soccer with me here today on Night Moves. All right. And thanks to you guys for talking a little soccer. I'll bring the heat if you guys need it. We could just turn it into a soccer show here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Hello to Jimmy Lambeau in there. He's not liking what he saw with that UFC. We know Bulgarian now. He's gotten his purse held. And Be More Gooch joining us here from the DMV, it looks like. Thank you for getting up with me here at midnight Pacific time to go over some of the action here on Tuesday. All right, there was a little bit of NHL there as well last night, and we'll cover the NHL card here as well. It's a big card. We've got sports from all over. Like I said, we'll have NBA. We got some action, college basketball. We'll try to, at least we've got Texas and Duke as the featured game here on Tuesday night. So thanks for joining us here. We'll get started with the show. Let me make sure I'm all in frame here. Thank you for joining me. Hey, everyone. You can get my best picks every day over at Tony'sPicks.com. You can get our best picks from the whole crew at Tony'sPicks.com. Our best bets every day over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. That'll save you 15% off all premium pick packages, including mine, here on Tuesday in the NBA, NHL, college basketball, and more. Check us out over at Tony's Picks. You can check out the handicapper leaderboards and see who's hot, and then get signed up. How about Ron Crawford on Monday? Yeah, pretty good day for Ron. How about a little 3-1 action? Take a look at his picks here for the day. Let's see what he had. 4-1. Forgive me, Ron. 4-1 there. Take a look at these winners with the under in Arizona and Dallas. He also had the Cardinals. He took the Kraken on the puck line against the Blackhawks for that big money return, and he also had the Miami Heat. So great job by Ron there to lead the Cappers yesterday here at Tony's Picks with that strong performance on the night. Ron, 4-1 there. You see some of the other top names in there, including Solo on Monday. Mills had a winner with his best bet. Brian Palmer as well with a winning day there. And you see DeAndre hanging out there on the 7-day leaderboard. The 12-7 record, 5 3/4 units up. So check us out over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout and save 15%. You get our premium picks over there every day at Tony's Picks. You see the more handicapper leaderboards, and you can go through. You see the top handicappers with their plays here, including DeAndre here with a Taco Tuesday best bet. All right. Check me out over at Tony's Picks. Like I said, I had 3-0 day with my props there in the NFL. Also, I did go 2-1 in college basketball, as opened my ledger here at Tony's Picks with a couple of winners there today. My winners at Tony's included Buffalo against Southern Miss. Kind of got us started with the winner there on Monday night in college hoops, and it was a wild night to say the least. And it was only the first night of the season, and also had Cleveland State over Loyola Chicago as my other winner. Okay, let's get started because there's a lot of games and a lot of action. I don't even know where to begin. So let me hear from you guys in the chat as we do the show. There we go. All right, here we go. We're going to go to the NBA first and see what we got here for Tuesday night's action. And we're going to start it off here with the Milwaukee Bucks on the road taking on the Toronto Raptors here on Tuesday night. You got the Bucks are going to be favored in this one by 4.5. The total here 237.5 in this one. For the Bucks here, they come in with a record of 4-2 so far this season. They are 5-1 against the spread so far. Are the Bucks? Meanwhile, for the Raptors here, they are 3-4 straight up and 3-4 against the spread so far. So, Bucks have been money to say the least, getting these covers, averaging 123 points per game so far this season. For the Bucks here, they come in right now into this matchup on Tuesday night with the Raptors, having gone 5-1 against the spread in this series overall. 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Raptors come in here allowing 120 points per game so far this season. I think for me here, I'm probably willing to go ahead and take a chance with the Bucks plus the points here in this one. Like I said, 5-1 so far against the spread, and they're getting a couple of points here from the Raptors, who are just 3-4. Yeah, they're laying the points here. That might be somewhat attractive at a low number here with the Raptors favored, but I'm not so sure. Let's see if you guys have something with me in the chat. Thank you for joining me here on Night Moves for a Tuesday. All right, you guys have some action in there. Thank you for those other games in there as well. The Bucks have been closing out their game, says Kenny Moe. He says, take the Bucks. And let's see here. Bucks for Charles as well there. And Kenny Moe says you just don't take the Raptors as a favorite. I think that's what he's saying there. That's the key. And will Giannis play? That's probably the question. And maybe that is why the line is what it is right now. And considering the point spread here with the Raptors favored at home, but Giannis isn't on the injury list actually for this one. Jakob Poeltl is on the injured list for Toronto. He's questionable with a back injury. So Milwaukee is 4-0 against the spread as an underdog this season. They're also 3-1 to the over as an underdog so far, although they are 1-2 to the under on the road. Milwaukee coming in off of a win over Indiana, 117-115. Meanwhile, Toronto has won 2 in a row, including beating Memphis 117-104 as a 4.5 point favorite. All right. And Kenny Moe liking the Bucks, and I'll take the Bucks in this one to get us started here on Night Moves for Tuesday. Next up, the Magic will take on the Hawks. Magic comes in riding a 2-game winning streak. They are 3-4 overall so far this season. The Hawks are 3-4 as well so far this season. Both teams are 2-5 against the spread. Both teams are 3-4 to the under so far. So mirror images practically of one another right now with Orlando and Atlanta. Atlanta's 0-2 against the spread at home so far this season. Orlando's covered 8 of the last 12 meetings between the two teams overall. 7 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Atlanta's 0-3 to the under so far this season as an underdog. So they're an underdog at home here, and I think that's what I like is the under in this game between Orlando and Atlanta, and that's where I'm going to go. Give me the under here in this one at 229 with the Magic and the Hawks here in this one. The Hawks are coming in off of a loss to Cleveland, 117-109. That snapped their 2-game losing streak. All right, and let's see here. Orlando, they've gone under here in 4 of their last 6, and Atlanta's gone under in 4 of their last 6. So I'm going to take the under here in this one between the Magic and the Hawks. All right, I think that nothing from you guys there. And that one, let me move on. The Hornets are at the winless New Orleans Pelicans in this one. You've got the Pelicans favored here by 1.5. The total 234.5 here in this one. Charlotte's just 1-5 straight up in their last 6 games against New Orleans, but the Pelicans are a disaster here at this point with a 0-6 record. They're also 1-4-1 against the spread. 0-1-1 against the spread at home. Meanwhile, Charlotte, despite that 3-4 record, they're actually 4-3 to the numbers so far, and 2-1 against the spread on the road. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Charlotte is just 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 games against New Orleans overall. Is this finally going to be the spot here for New Orleans? They're at least favored in this one by 2. Total here, 234.5. LaMelo Ball is questionable in this game with an ankle turn. Brandon Miller is still out with that shoulder injury. Zion is questionable here with a hamstring strain. Yves Missy is also questionable again. He missed the last game. Williamson, though, here, kind of a big factor if he is going to possibly miss this game, but we'll see. I mean, LaMelo's on that injured list too, so we'll see which one of these 2 stars actually ends up making the lineup for their respective teams here tonight. So New Orleans, maybe you want to play the do factor here. At Charlotte on the road actually doesn't do that, that well against them. Charlotte is 3-0 to the over on the road. That's where I'm going to go. Give me the over in this one with New Orleans and Charlotte at 234.5. Pelicans are 4-2 to the over so far this season. So no matter how you look at the Pelicans on this losing streak right now is kind of the story there. But Charlotte isn't really winning either. Like I said, they have 3 wins, however, but just 2-4 straight up as a dog, 1-2 straight up on the road. I'll take the over in this one. All right. And Kenny Moe says the Pelicans will win their first. Mr. Wester says Zion. All right. And let's see here. Zion or Murphy there. And Kenny Moe says this is an over in this one. No defense tonight with Charlotte and New Orleans. All right, we've got a 6-pack of games tonight, so we're going to keep it moving here right now and go to Philadelphia taking on Chicago. Man, 2 good. Who saw this one coming as the game of the night here? I know the last 2 games are pretty good, but I don't know. I got to go with this one. Philadelphia coming in here 5-1 right now, and Chicago is coming in 5-1. Chicago finally lost a game, huh? Bulls coming in. They had a 5-game winning streak to start the season, but they did lose last time out to the Knicks, 128-116 in the second game there. Of those, they played a back-to-back and did split those games. The Bulls are not only 5-1, but also 5-1 against the spread. So far this season, Philadelphia comes in off of a win over Brooklyn, 129-105. They easily covered after they had lost to Boston for their first loss of the season. Both teams coming in here 5-1. They're a combined 9-3 to the over so far this season. Philadelphia's 3-0 to the over on the road. Chicago's 3-1 to the over at home, including 1-0 to the over as a favorite. So going with another over here actually is my play on the Night Move show. I'm going to go over. It is 239.5. There you see the total. They're pretty big on the screen, but I'm going to go ahead and go over in this one. Chicago's gone over in 4 of their last 5. 8 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Philly's gone over, as I said, in 5 of 6. Not much to report really with the season series with these two, although Philadelphia long-term here 12-6 against the spread. Their last 18 against Chicago. That's over a few years certainly, so maybe Philly's had the upper hand a little bit, but I'm going to take the over. 239 here with Philadelphia and Chicago on Tuesday. All right, and we'll see what you guys in the chat talking a little bit about. Will Embiid play? He is probable in this game. So Mr. Westers, he says, if Embiid's playing, give me, well, I don't know if he even knows which team he's on. And let's see here. All right, I'll take the over in this one. Dosunmu, he is questionable for the Bulls in this game. Also, Barlow, he's out for Philly with a laceration. I think he missed the game there also. I'm not sure. Okay, but he is out tonight. Paul George definitely out. Jared McCain, he is probable. All right, Kenny says Embiid's a non-factor with his 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 3.5 assists. And there's Victor Rojas in the chat. Thank you for being here, Victor, today. All right, we're still riding here in the NBA tonight with Phoenix taking on Golden. Oh, let me get the right graphic up here. We do have the Suns on the road taking on the Warriors. Pull that up here. I'll just stick with this one. I'll come back to the Warriors game. We've already taped these and chop it up. So let me cover this one with the Thunder. This is the late game. Thunder comes in 7-0 right now this season, looking strong. Not covering them all, but almost. Not quite. 3-4 against the spread so far for OKC, despite a 7-0 record. The Clippers come in here 3-2, but 1-4 against the spread so far this season. Thunder coming off a couple of covers against New Orleans and against Washington. Clippers have actually failed in 4 straight, including that loss to Miami yesterday, 120 to 119 as a 7.5 point favorite. Lost the game outright. So it's the Clippers on the back-to-back here against the Thunder, and the Thunder laying these points on the road. Clippers are 1-3 against the spread at home, but the Thunder are 1-2 against the spread on the road. Clippers 3-1 to the over at home. Thunder 1-2 to the over on the road here, but I'm going to try the Thunder here in this one and lay the points -7 on the road against the Clippers here on Tuesday night. Clippers are Clippers are 0-5 straight up, 1-4 against the spread. Their last 5 games against Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City, remember, on the road, they're not really a good cover at all. In fact, they're just 2-11 against the spread. Their last 13 on the road, but Clippers here, I'm not sure I'm in the mood of trusting them at this point. Give me the Thunder on the road, -7 over the Clippers here on Tuesday. All right, Kenny's on the Clippers. And let's see here. Yep, that's it from you guys. Let me go back one last game here, but I skipped it. But the Suns are at the Warriors. Warriors favored here by 10. Warriors come in 4-3, having lost 2 straight. Suns are 3-4, having won 2 straight. Suns with win and covers over San Antonio and Utah. They've actually covered 3 straight coming in. They beat San Antonio 130-118 last time out. Meanwhile, for Golden State here and their consecutive losses to Indiana and Milwaukee over their last 2 games, Phoenix is 9-3 against the spread against Golden State in the last 12 meetings. 8 of the last 12 meetings between the 2 teams have gone over. Warriors here are, like I said, not exactly knocking them out of the park there with the spread at 4-3, but get this. The Warriors are 3-0 against the spread at home. Phoenix is 0-3 against the spread on the road. 10 points seems like a lot, but I'm actually going to lay it here with Golden State. Give me the Warriors minus 10 here against the Suns on Tuesday night. All right, Mr. Weskers is on the Suns there. All right. I think that's a good look at the NBA here for the action on Tuesday night, the 6-game card. Appreciate your plays in the chat. All right, next, let's go to, if you don't mind, I'd like to go to college football. Maction, I want some Maction on Tuesday night. Let's get into it. The league that invented Tuesday night football. We got UMass. Here, let me go with the first one here. Let me go with Miami of Ohio taking on Ohio. This is the better game, so I better talk about this one. Miami of Ohio is red hot. Remember, they lost their first 3 games of the season. Now they're 5-3 on a 5-game winning streak. Ohio's won a couple of games in a row, looking pretty strong. Here, just beat Eastern Michigan. They didn't cover, though, 11.5 points. They did beat NIU before that by 27 as an 11.5 point favorite for Miami here. A real good winning streak, having beat Western Michigan and covered, beat EMU and covered, beat Akron and covered, beat NIU. They've taken on all comers. Miami of Ohio comes in here with a 6-2 record, although they are in their worst role as an underdog. They are just 1-2, but Ohio is just 2-3 against the spread as a favorite. Ohio U is 3-1 against the spread at home, but Miami is 3-1 against the spread on the road. So let's see how you guys have this one here with Miami of Ohio and Ohio here in the MAC. We'll cover a little bit of MAC trends with these 2 teams. You better believe it. Miami here comes in just 5-14 against the spread in their last 19 games overall against Ohio. Ohio's on a long winning streak at home, dating back, I want to say 2 years now. They've won 11 straight home games right now. They've also gone 10-4-1 against the spread in their last 15 games overall. Miami of Ohio, like we said, have covered 5 straight here. So feels like a pretty good game for sure with this one. But with Ohio still winning ball games at this point, let me see what you guys have in the chat. Mr. Weskers is on Ohio. All right, that might be it from you guys actually in the chat there. Okay, I'm going to make my call here with our Maction action here on Tuesday night. Getting ready to go with our Maction games. We got one more to look at here in just a moment. But Here in this one, I'm going to go ahead and take the under with Miami of Ohio and Ohio. Give me the under in this one. Ohio is 3-1 to the over at home. I don't know. I want to say it's non-distinct, but Ohio won last year's game 38-3. It just did stay under, but it was a blowout. Ohio on the road got the win. They were 2.5-point dogs in that game. The series had been a solid over until then, but I'm going to take the under here in this one tonight. And UMass is on the road taking on Akron here. UMass is 0-8 right now. Akron, not much better, but they are 3-6 here currently. UMass is 2-6 against the spread, 1-4 against the spread as an underdog coming into this one. Akron is just 4-5. ATS 2-2. ATS at home 1-1. ATS here as a favorite. I'm actually going to take UMass in this one, plus 10 points, however, despite that winless record. I think they will be able to get this cover at 10 points. Give me UMass. I'll do it. Someone's got to do it. I'll take the Minutemen. All right, let's look at college football. Thanks, you guys. Not much for you guys in the action here, it looks like, so that's all right. We got a hockey card here to discuss on Tuesday night in the NHL. It's a big one, so we can get to it. Got 10 games here in the NHL. And let's get riding with it here right now. The Philadelphia Flyers are on the road taking on the Montreal Canadiens. Flyers are an underdog here. Canadiens go with Jacob Dobbs in net. They're about $1.60, $1.65. The total, 5.5 here in this one. Yeah, for Montreal coming in right now, they've won 5 of their last 6 games. They've won 3 in a row overall. Looking pretty strong here as a favorite, 7-1. Meanwhile, Philadelphia just 1-5 as an underdog so far. They've also lost 4 of the last 5 games against Montreal overall. They're also 1-5 here in Montreal in their last 6 trips to Montreal. Montreal's been pretty crummy as a puck line favorite, just 2-6 so far this season. Montreal and Philadelphia 3-0 on the road on the puck line, 4-2 as a puck line dog so far this season. Montreal has won 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams when playing at Montreal. Montreal's gone over in 4 of their last 5. Philly's gone under in 4 of their last 6 games overall here, but I'm going to go over in this one with the game total here at 5.5. Juice to the over. We're starting to see it up there near 25 or 30, but give me the over in this one with Montreal hosting Philly. I'll go over 5.5. Mr. Weskers is on Montreal on the puck line. Jimmy Two Shoes likes Dvorak to have a strong one there for the Flyers. Next up, the Hurricanes are on the road taking on the Rangers. And, you've got Kashetkov here in goal for the Hurricanes. And looks like Igor in goal for the Rangers here tonight for Igor. He comes in here with a 4-4-2 record, 2.28 goals against, 91% save percentage in this one for Pyotr Kashetkov. He is making his first start of the season here for Carolina. So the veteran here, Carolina comes in 7-4. Rangers come in 6-5-2 now on a 3-game winning streak. But that was on the road. Now the Rangers are back home. Let's see if the trends kind of continue here, because the Rangers have struggled for whatever reason at home so far this season. They're 0-4. at home so far. So what makes you think they're going to beat the Hurricanes here? Hurricanes are 6-2 straight up as a favorite. They're 7-4 overall. Rangers are 4-1 as a puck line dog. Got to lay a pretty price. However, they are though just 1-4 on the puck line at home because they're usually favored, but maybe here they can maybe stay within a goal. Of course, with Hurricanes just a slight favorite coming into this one. Rangers are 5-8 to the under so far, averaging just 2.4 goals per game. That's been their bugaboo so far. No doubt. All right, I got to make my call here in this one with Carolina on the road. Carolina's won 6 of the last 7 meetings over the Rangers. Rangers struggling at home, having lost 5 straight right now at home. Also just 2-4 in their last 6 at home against Carolina. I got to take the Carolina Hurricanes here on the road, minus $1.20 or so. Give me Carolina for sure in this one. And poor Rangers says, Mr. Weskers. Next up, the Utah Mammoth are on the road taking on the Buffalo Sabres. Mammoth are favorite, $1.20 in this one. They come in 8-4. Buffalo's 5-4-3, 5-4-3 for the Sabres here in this one. Utah it's actually won 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams coming in. Utah's won 7 of their last 9 games overall, but Buffalo 5-1 straight up at home. 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two franchises have gone under when playing here in Buffalo. Utah's 1-5 to the under as a favorite. Buffalo's 3-5 to the under as a dog. That's probably where I'm headed with this one. I'm going to actually take the under here with Utah and Buffalo, especially with that total they're saying 6.5 under at minus 115. I'm going to go under with Utah and Buffalo in this one. Buffalo has gone over in 5 straight. I'll give you that, but I'm going to go under in this one. Mr. Wesker says take Utah. The Boston Bruins are on the road taking on the New York Islanders. The Islanders are $1.50 or so. The total 6.5 here in this one for the Islanders here. They come in 6-5-1. Boston 7-7, but currently on a 3-game winning streak. Boston is just 1-4 though, straight up on the road. The Islanders are 4-2 straight up at home. Boston's won 8 of the last 11 meetings between the two teams, but again, Boston's been a bit of a struggle bus here on the road of late. Boston's gone over in 5 of their last 7 games overall. 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone over. The Islanders are 9-3 to the over this season and also 4-1 to the over as a favorite. Meanwhile, Boston comes in here having gone over in 7 of their last 10. So even with a 6.5 here, and you got for the Islanders here, Sorokin is confirmed in net here. He's 3-4-1 with a 3.4 goals against average. Rittich was in there in the last game, a 3-2 win over Columbus for the Islanders, but Sorokin will be back here in this one. Yeah. It hasn't been a great year so far, but he did stop 22 of 23 in the win over the Caps here last time out. But still, I'm going to go over in this one. Swayman comes in here 4-4 with a 3.14 goals against. So I'm going to go over tonight with the Bruins and the Islanders. I mean, he's the hottest player in the league, it feels like. Every time I look up, that guy's on my screen. he's on TV. He's on fire. He's on fire. He certainly is right now. There's no doubt about it. All right, the Oilers. Oh, let's get our goalies in there. The Oilers are at the Stars uh, here in this one. Overnight action here. I'm going to fire up the goalie computer here with the Oilers here on the road. They've got Stuart Skinner in goal, going up here against Casey DeSmith in the goal for the Stars. So the Stars will have their backup in there on Tuesday night. There we go. With the Stars, the home favorite here, $1.25. The total is 6 over at -115. Dallas comes in 6-3-3. Edmonton is 6-5-3. Stewart is 4-3-2 with a 2.51 ERA. Edmonton comes in off of a loss to St. Louis, 3-2 last time out for Dallas. DeSmith, 3 starts, a 1-1-1 record, 3.28 goals against, 87.5% save percentage. Dallas has lost 2 straight coming into this one, but the Oilers are just 2-5 on the road so far this season. Meanwhile, Dallas is 3-2 at home. Dallas is 3-6 to the under as a favorite so far here this season. I've got the Dallas Stars winning this one at -$1.25 or so coming in. I think here for me, Dallas, a little bit of a skid here, right? They've lost 6 of their last 9 overall. Dallas has gone under in 7 of their last 8, but 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams have gone over. However, 6 of the last 8 meetings between the two teams from Dallas have gone under. So Edmonton just 1-6 their last 7 games on the road here right now, or what I say, 2-5. I think one of them was a overtime. So I got to try Dallas here at this reasonable price at home right now, -$1.25. I'm taking the Stars at home. There is some books, I think, still not listing this game because of the let's see what the injury situation is. Maybe it was because Ottinger here is out, but Duchesne is out. Rupe Hintz is out as well. So some guys are out here for Dallas for sure in this one, but I'm going to take them against Edmonton, which is struggling on the road. Mr. Westers likes the Stars here. And I think Timmy likes Edmonton there, it says. He says, oh, Skinner's in. Skinner's in, that's fine. I mean, he is the starter after all on this club. Dallas will hammer, though, says Timmy Chushu. All right, next up, the Nashville Predators are on the road taking on the Minnesota Wild. Got the Wild here, going to be a big favorite, -225, total 5.5. Minnesota's just 4-6-3. Nashville's 5-6-3. What gives? Now, Minnesota did snap their losing streak last time out with a victory over Vancouver, 5-4 in convincing fashion. Nashville in here off of a loss to the Canucks as well, 5-4 yesterday. So maybe because the back-to-back here for the Predators has to be a factor. But Minnesota still just 1-4 straight up as a favorite. And Nashville 2-7 as an underdog, 1-3 on the road. But, man, I mean, this is still a pretty big number. It's not like, to me, that the Wild are putting anybody away. And Nashville's actually had some success in this series. Nashville's won 13 of the last 20 meetings between the two teams. Minnesota's lost 5 of 6 coming into this one. I think I'm just going to grab the puck line with Nashville in this one and take +1.5 at, oh, it's not too bad. It's -$1.40. But I'm going to go ahead and take it. Give me Nashville in this one, plus the 1.5 against Minnesota. Minnesota is 6-1 to the over at home, but Nashville's 1-4 to the under on the road. Kind of like those, the way I was describing the trends. The series has kind of gone over, under in their last couple of games, but when they played here, let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. 4 of the last 5 between these two teams have gone over when playing in Nashville. Okay, I got you there. But Minnesota's the over team, and Nashville is an under for sure. Minnesota 4-1 to the over is a favorite as well. Nashville 3-6 to the under as a dog. All right. Tampa Bay Lightning on the road, taking on Colorado here. The Lightning 6-4-2 coming in. The Avalanche are still looking pretty strong here at 7-1-5. But Tampa Bay might be the story in this game. They're the team coming in on a heater for sure, having won 5 straight. They've also defeated Colorado in 5 of the last 6 meetings. Meanwhile, Colorado's lost 5 of their last 7, but they've won 2 of their last 3. In fact, they're still 5-2 at home overall. So Colorado is strong at home. They've won them all here, actually, this season at home. Those records date back to last season. Tampa Bay comes in here 3-1 on the road so far. So I think the fact that Tampa Bay's won 5 of the last 6 meetings, they come in here pretty hot, and they are a slight dog. I'm going to take Tampa Bay in this one over Colorado to keep it going here right now. This is a big winning streak here for Tampa Bay, and I'm going to try them again here. Tampa Bay has won the last 3 meetings in this series. Last year, they won in November 8-2. They won in October 5-2. So they won both meetings last season, and I'll try them again. Give me the Lightning in this one. All right. Panthers and the Ducks. Got the Panthers a road favorite here, 6-5-1, but Anaheim is 7-3-1 and on a 3-game winning streak right now. Anaheim's won 7 of their last 7-2-1, I think, in their last 10. They're 3-1 at home so far this season. Florida 1-4 on the road coming in. Anaheim also has struggled against Florida, no doubt about it. 5 straight meetings between the two teams have been won by the Panthers, but does feel like it's a little bit of a different Ducks team here right now, playing well at home. They're an underdog here. I think they have to be considered. Florida's 1-9 on the puck line as a favorite, just 2-10 on the puck line overall. I mean, I got to try Anaheim here in this one. Give me the Ducks at home plus $1.25 to kind of keep this streak going here right now. As far as the total's concerned in this game, I really was kind of torn. I mean, you have a Florida team coming in here right now averaging just 2.6 goals per game. Meanwhile, the Ducks are averaging 3.7 goals per game. So Tampa's had some woes here for sure, especially on that puck line. Now, Ducks are minus $2 on the puck line here, plus 1.5, but 2-10 would still get you home. All right, and Mr. Wesker says, don't fade those Panthers, Ramon. Take them. Okay, a couple more on the ice tonight. We've got the Red Wings on the road taking on the Golden Knights here in Vegas. Detroit comes in here 9-4 right now. Vegas 6-2-3. Red Wings averaging 3.4 goals per game, but the Knights are averaging 3.6 goals per game. Knights have actually lost 3 of their last 4 games coming in, including last time out, 4-2 loss at home to Colorado. The Red Wings, meanwhile, still pretty hot. They did lose to Anaheim at home, but bounced back, or lost at Anaheim. But this is the 5th road game here right now for the Red Wings coming in and taking on a Golden Knights team that is 3-1 at home. They're 6-2-2 in their last 10 games overall coming in. Detroit here has gone over in 5 of their last 6 and also have gone over in 4 of their last 5 games on the road. They're playing great here, hanging in there. Yeah, the uh, Knights at home can be pretty good, but I think here the Red Wings are playing well enough. They are minus $1.70 on that puck line. Ooh, that is a little bit too steep, but don't want to necessarily lay the puck line here either with Vegas. Oh man, this one's a little bit tough. Oh well, yeah, both teams 6-4 to the over here so far. Vegas is 5-2 to the over as a favorite. Give me the over in this one at 6 goals between Detroit and the Golden Knights here on Night Moves. All right. Thank you for joining me here. We got one last game on the ice. Oh, let me get these in here. Here's Mr. Wesker's liking the Wings here. And Timmy says, why not Dorofayev? I mean, this guy scores every game, it feels like. And Timmy says, man, the Red Wings have been on the road here for a while here. Ever October 28th was when they started this road trip. All right, the Jets are going to take on the Kings in the last game of the night on the ice. The Kings are a slight favorite here, $1.15. Pretty good matchup here. Winnipeg comes in 9-3 right now on a 3-game winning streak. Wins over Pittsburgh, Chicago, and Minnesota. They're 4-0 on the road straight up. Meanwhile, the Kings are 0-3 at home so far this season. Now, this is only the second time this season that Winnipeg is an underdog. The Kings are still favored for now. Winnipeg 3-1 to the over on the road. Kings are just 1-6, the puck line favorite. And they'll be a favorite here, but big plus money, no doubt about it, when you're talking about this one. All right, let's see here. Foegele hit the shelf this week for LA. He's out for a while, hit the injured list back to October 26th. Gustav Nyquist, he is questionable here for the Jets, and Barron is also out for Winnipeg here. All right, for Los Angeles, they have gone just 5-12 long term right now, dating back to last season. But Winnipeg just 3-6 in their last 9 here in Las Vegas. 8 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams have gone under here in LA. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two have gone under. Yeah, Winnipeg's a little bit of an over this season, but I'm going to try the under in this one with Winnipeg and the Kings under 5.5 tonight in LA. And that one is currently juiced here just a little bit to the under at 5.5. Wow. As Winnipeg tries to keep it going, but I'll try the under in this one between Winnipeg and the Kings. All right, I guess that's it for the NHL. Thank you for helping me out on that segment. Okay, I'm going to go to college basketball here. Just make a few picks today on the college card. A pretty big college, not comparatively to yesterday, but I've tried to pick a few games here. I did look here just at the top game on the board because it is the first game, and you do have the Purdue Boilermakers here. They're a 32-point favorite, but I promise you there's not a lot of games you can totally get involved with without some big spreads here, without going out of the major conferences here a little bit. But just thought I'd take a look at this one first because it's at 6:30 Eastern and 3:30 Pacific time with Purdue. Yeah, huge favorite here, minus 32, 33.5 here. I'm even seeing right now in this one, but compared to what we saw today in some of these games, I'm taking Purdue. I'm going to take Purdue. I'm going to lay 33 points here on Night Moves with Purdue over Evansville here in this one. Evansville. Last season under Coach Ragland, they finished with a little bit of a thump, lost 3 straight, and then lost in their Missouri Valley opener there. They ended up actually losing 7 of their last 9 games overall. So I'm going to go here with Purdue to get a season opening victory over Evansville. And cover, by the way, 32 points. All right. Yeah, Timmy says they won't even cover this one. They won't even cover. Yeah, this spread opened 29.5, so not giving you any value necessarily here with Purdue in this one. This one's been on the rise here a little bit. Timmy says Purdue scores 100. How about Michigan? Michigan there last night against Oakland had 100 points with 9.5 minutes to go in the game. They only finished with 121 points. Hey, Power Critter in the chat. Nice to see you, Power Critter. Great to see you over here. All right, well, look at the big one here. I guess if you have a request, we can take it. But I'll take a look at this one with Texas and Duke here, of course. Duke's an 8.5-point favorite to get the season started here against the Longhorns. This one's being played in Charlotte, North Carolina. So, Duke's still the home team. They're technically, I guess, they're an 8.5-point. Technically not, but I mean, you know what I mean. They're going to be perceived the home team here in Charlotte. It's an 8.5-point favorite here in this one. And the total here is 154. All right. And so for me, I think, look, Duke's coming in here with a pretty good team. Once again, we know what they have to offer here for sure with Duke. And let me take a look here, though. Yeah. Okay. So Duke here, of course, Coach Shire coming in off that 35-4 season last year, of course, losing the semifinal game there to Houston. I mean, they were on a roll there at the end of the season, rolled through the ACC tourney, won their 4 straight games in the NCAA tourney. By that time, they had actually won 15 straight games before they lost that game to Houston, 70-67. Meanwhile, for Texas coming in here under Sean Miller now this season, he took over for Rodney Terry this year, and of course, Texas was having a pretty bad year, so they got bumped out of the NCAA tournament by Xavier. Basically, lost. Man, it was a bad run there. They were 11-2 at one point last season before finishing the season just 19-16. So Texas and Duke here, and this is a featured game of the night for sure. There's no other marquee matchups, I guess, here today. But I got to make my call here in this one between Texas and Duke. Look, this one opened 149.5. It's all the way up here to 154. I'm going to go over still. It did look like a lot of the power conference teams were going over there on Monday in the few matchups that we saw. A couple of them, with the teams getting up there. Let's see if I can point a couple of them out yesterday. These were games where the power conferences kind of met each other in a few games there. Let me see if I can't find them here on the screen, just looking down at them. I know there weren't a lot of them, but I don't even know if you could consider them power versus power necessarily. Maybe just the games where had the massive the heavy favored team scored a lot of points, I guess is the best way to put it. Illinois had 113, Michigan had 121. UAB had 106, although that one did go overtime. Georgia scored 104 against Bellarmine. So I'm going to go over here at 154 in this one between Texas and Duke. Timmy Two Shoes on Texas in this one. Kenny Moe says Texas easy. And Power Critic says, look at this, this Duke lineup. And Mr. Westwood says, you can look at the Texas angle here a little bit, maybe with some of the way that the trends are. I think in this matchup, if you could actually drum up the result from the trends. But I think if you look at these two teams overall, you might consider maybe Duke here laying the number in this one that minus 8.5. Okay. Duke, of course, has covered 4 of the last 5 meetings against Texas. Kenny Moe says, and there'll be no blowout here. Still Duke. 11-4 against the spread in their last 15, dating back to that hot winning streak. And Texas, which closed with such a thump, they actually failed to cover in 10 of their last 13 games overall. And like I said, losses to Tennessee and Xavier to end the season. And not only that, ended Rodney Terry's tenure at Texas. And now Sean Miller takes over here. Of course, he was back at Xavier. You figure, look, Sean Miller went from Xavier to Arizona, back to Xavier, now to Texas. Gonna go back to Xavier and get another job. And here he is with Texas here this season. All right, one more. I think I've looked at one more here just to wrap up the card, if you will. It's a late game. I think it is actually the late game. So we took the first game, the big game, and the late game with Hawaii taking on Oregon here in this one. You got Oregon a 12.5-point favorite. I got the under here. I don't think I've given out an under yet on this show. Not this show, but yesterday. But I got the under here in this one for sure between Hawaii and Oregon. I think it's already down to 146.5. Here, let me look here real quick. And 147.5 still here. I like this game under for sure. Hawaii and Oregon. That feels like a premium for me. I'm going to go under in this one with Hawaii and Oregon. Last season here for Oregon, they did have a pretty strong year, of course, under Coach Altman. Finished the season with a loss to Arizona. They went 1-1 in the NCAA tournament, but closed with 7 straight wins in the regular season, and they did win their first 9 games of the regular season last year. For Hawaii here, they do have Coach Gannett. Once again here, they did finish last season, lost, I think it was, let me see here, 10 of their last 13 games overall they lost, did not qualify for the postseason at all. So I'm going to go here under in this one with Oregon favored by only 12. It looks like, I'd say it like that. All right. Oregon for Mr. Weskers and Timmy Two Shoes. I think he wants the San Francisco Dons. Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining me here on Night Moves. Hope those were some sufficient games we covered here on Tuesday night. Have a great sports betting day, and we'll be back tomorrow with more Night Moves here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. For Wednesday, we'll look at NBA, college football, NHL, and more. So make sure you join us here on Night Moves on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 15% off the premium pick packages for Tuesday night. I'll be up and loaded here, so to speak, in the action for Tuesday. Why not grab the all-day pass from me? 3-day pass gets you through this week for $99. And I'll have several plays here in college basketball, mostly for tomorrow. I'll be playing a lot of college basketball here. When you got so many games to choose from, it does feel like it makes it easier here. I did go 2-1 in my first night of college basketball here to start the season. So I'll just have to be satisfied with that. Take a look at what those games were here, as I had There's my card here. Started off with a tennis loser. That was a close one with the Magic Man against Kekmanovic, but we did have Buffalo -1.5. Then I had Cleveland State plus 16.5. Swept the props with Marvin Harrison, Jacoby Brissett, and Javonte Williams. And then I wrapped it up. We lost there with Samford against Tulane. They couldn't get it done. But hey, we'll take a 5-2 night here at Tony's Picks. I think that'll be good enough to find me to the leaderboard there a little bit. Well, at least with including the props there, I don't think they have. There it is. Yeah, 5-2. There I am behind Ron. Hey, it's like old times there with Ron and I. Look, 9-3. Pair me up with Ron Crawford, and we would have went 9-3 today. Use the 2-for-1 capper promotion to hook us up. You could take me here, and you could take Ron there, and there we are. You got us both for $149 for 3 days over there with the All Sports Pass. So good job, Ron, you and me, like old times. All right, it's going to do it here for Night Moves. I want to thank everybody in the chat for keeping me company here. I'll be back tomorrow at hopefully at 2:30 a.m. Eastern, 11:30 Pacific. We'll see if we can't round up a capper to join us. If not, I'll be here giving out the winners on Night Moves. For Tony'sPicks.com, I'm Ramon Scott. Good night from Night Moves.